welcome. Katie here. Thanks so much for joining me today. I've got a quick and easy Thanksgiving Day card for Imagine Crafts. And we're going to use, again, VersaFine Clear I find to be just a really nice all-around stamp ink pad. So that's what I'm going to use again today. But use what you have, of course. But we're looking at yellows, oranges, and reds. We're going Thanksgiving, and a brown. I'm going to use Acorn, Summertime, Cheerful, and this one is Strawberry from the new VersaFine Clairs, but it was my sample one when we were testing these out a couple years ago before they came out. So my other one's downstairs. It's got the label on it, but I've got a 3.5 by 5 piece of white cardstock. I'm going to use from the Greetery the Thanks All the Way stamp set, and this one is the Autumn Sketches stamp set, but I'm actually going to use these solid images, and actually I think I'm just going to go with these two, but there is a couple individual leaves that you can do. And of course, if you want to layer, I'm not great at layering, I'll be honest with you, but this is a fun way to stretch those supplies when you have these layering stamps, because you don't always have to use them all together. So that's what I'm going to share and show with you today. Okay, so down in our stamp positioner, which you don't technically need this, but it's not a bad thing to have in case you need to go over it once. But I'm actually going to go with what I get when I get my stamping, and you'll see why here in a second, because we're going to actually do like some ink blending, coloring on directly on our stamps. And I'm actually going to put this one up here in the top corner because I want to get as much of that in. Probably should use a magnet, but every time I do that, these magnets are, even though they come with it, are just too thick. But we'll go with it here. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this first one down, and it doesn't matter because, like I said, I don't need to re-stamp it, but I do want to have an idea. Okay, so I'm going to start with Cheerful. It's a yellow. I'm going to ink it all the way up here onto our stamp. And because this is solid, great for silhouettes stamp. So if you had like a really super vibrant, colorful black background, you could do the stamping in a darker color like black. And okay, so you can see that. I just had to make sure you could see that. So this is a really skinny blending brush, and I'm just flicking it on the edges to color the tips, and I'm bringing it in a little bit, and you'll see it more once we get the stamping on there. And so I'm just flicking it on. I just want to add that color on here, and I'll show you what it looks like with just this yellow and orange. Although, you know what, that might be a problem, huh? Now that I think of it. I want to get as much of this leaves on there as I possibly can. Let's see how we lift up. Okay, good. So it didn't move much. We'll do the bottom one. And I'll put that here since we've got that. Okay, and so then I'm going to take, so these are all labeled with steps. So this technically is step 2 and step 3 on the branch thing. So this one's just a little bit smaller than that one is. Actually, I should probably put this up here in the corner. So I want to make sure I get, you know what, I'll do it this way, that way it's all falling down in the same direction. All right. And then our sentiment can go right in the center there. Let's pick this up. Okay, again, we're going to ink up with the yellow. This time I'll show you what the layering it with a little bit of red does. Oh, don't want to ink all that up. Okay, flick it on. We're going to flick on the red too. And adding the red just, this is orange, but once we add some red in there, it's just going to deepen it a little bit. Which actually be pretty cool because it'll be like a little fade that goes down from our top leaves. It's subtle, but you can see how it blends it even more there when you add a little bit of that red in there. All right, so we're done with these. Super simple today. And I gotta get my stamp set. Oh, there it is. Okay, and we're just gonna do a simple Happy Thanksgiving. Now my main card panel is going to be brown, and I could do this on a card base, actually. So your A2 size card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Going to use that Acorn VersaFine Clear. I think the pine cone might be a little too dark, so that's why I'm going to go with the lighter brown. And we can, I was going to do the happy, but let me see if we could do May Your Blessings Abound this Thanksgiving. That one's a good one. Oh, let's do that. Could always be simple with happy, but why not throw in a little twist? Just trying to make sure it's straight. All right. Again, I'm going to come in with some Acorn. It's pretty. Now you could just use a white card base. You don't have to use brown behind it. I think it complements the colors, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to use this panel that I have cut, and I can add it to a white card base, so that kind of saves some of your colored cardstock too. Wait, stuff won't move on us when we're messing with the string. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with it or not, because I actually like the simplicity. Now the brown card panel measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if you go this route, like I'm going to, it is going to cover a white card base. So there won't be any white perimeter or anything like that around it. So I'm going to take this tape off. Though I do not have a card base, but it'll help me visually if I have it the right way. Otherwise, if you're not OCD like me, then you don't have to do it that way. You can do it the way it was upside down. All right. I can trim this stuff away. tear those down. There. All right. Use the scoreboard for that, this part. All right. It's cute, simple, clean. String gives us a little dimension, a little texture. I like it. I hope you did too. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.